Hello. Have you ever noticed that whenever you're keeping score with your friends or the world or the universe or anything, that you're just never able to be happy? Because that has been ringing true again and again and again for me the last couple of days. Like, whenever I'm feeling upset, the little light bulb goes off in my head saying, "You're keeping score. If you let it go, you'll have nothing to be upset about." And like, yeah, that's true and that's nice, but it doesn't necessarily change the fact that it's hard to stop keeping score. Despite quote unquote knowing the truth, or at least on a conceptual level, knowing what the truth is like. I'll give a small worldly example. Today I was doing a shopping delivery and I was at Target, and this man walks up to me and is like, "Hey, can you please buy this for me?" He's got some like shirts and socks. It's like the generic like 6-pack, whatever they sell there. And I was like, "Okay, sure." Because everything I've been being taught this whole year basically, year plus, has been, if someone is asking for help, say yes. So it was an easy decision to be able to say, of course I'll do that for you. But we were in the electronics section at the time. I'm pretty sure basically all Targets are more or less laid out the same, and the electronics section is in the back of the store. So as we're going to check out, we're walking past a lot of things, and as we walk past more and more things, the guy starts asking, "Hey, do you mind if I also get this?" "Sure, why not?" Say yes. "How about this?" "Yeah." "Okay, of course." More and more and more, and to the point that like the probably $30 of the shirt and socks that I was going to get ended up turning into more than a day's worth of wages for myself. Just kind of gone out of nowhere. And here's the thing. I know I did the right thing. I know that, of course. If I had said no to that man when he asked, or even if I had said no to any of his, "Well, what about this? Can I get this? Can I get this?" I would be feeling an intense guilt. Maybe that's me being dramatic, but I would know within myself that I should have said yes. So on that front, I know I did the right thing. Yet there's still that part of me that's like, "Well, when are you gonna pay me back, God? When is the universe gonna make this right? I just lost a day plus worth of wages. When are you gonna give me a bigger tip, so to speak? Even things out. Settle the score." And so the whole day, that's what's on my mind. And the whole day, more or less, I'm just kind of uneasy. Definitely not present. Because in my head, all I'm hearing is, well, maybe this will happen and that's how the score will settle. Or like, did I do the right thing? Maybe I shouldn't have. Should I have put my foot down earlier? You know you're allowed to say no, right? Whatever. Even if that's true, even if that's not, the fact remains all of these thoughts are about the past or the future. Very few thoughts today happening right here, right now. And right here, right now, is the only place that you find anything of meaning. I've got money. I'm not hurting. It's not like I'm on my last little leg of money. What I really lost today was peace. What I really lost today was just a kind of steady stream of happiness that I've been feeling for a bit now. But I had to give it up. I had to exchange it for thoughts of the past, of the future, whatever. So long as I'm keeping score, I'm stuck elsewhere. I've been noticing some anxiety that I'll get with friends, with people in general. And it's the same thing. I'm never here. I'm never there with them. I'm never able to see them as myself. Which is funny because everything I talk about in these videos, all of the things I'm thinking about throughout the day are about the reality that we are God. I'm speaking to myself right now. And that's the only thing that is ever happening. Yet I notice again and again, the moment I'm in front of another, it's like all of that's just theory and goes out the window. Because as soon as I meet their gaze, I look them in the eyes, I see the score that we're keeping between each other. And this intense need to validate that score is real, that score means something, because that's what that relationship boils down to, is a shared score. A shared, we know these people, they have XYZ value because they believe XYZ things. Some of these things are worse than we believe. We believe the right things because we both believe the same things. And if we both think that we're right, we both place positive views on this, and this. And everyone that doesn't is wrong, so we're able to see them as this, and this. This is all abstract, but I hope you get what I'm kind of talking about vaguely. It makes a lot more sense up here, but I think that this makes sense. Like our friends, the people we associate with, we are, unless you're lucky and have a very peaceful, mutual, loving relationship, the relationship you have with others is usually of shared interests, shared values, and anything else that you share, that you decide is correct together. All of that is judgment. All of that furthers the separation between me and my brothers. I'm talking to myself. Yet I know if I were looking you in the eyes saying this and not just my phone, I wouldn't be able to hold this level of conviction. I want to see my brother everywhere. I've talked about it briefly in other videos, but the moments where I see everything around me, the people, places, and things as a reflection of myself, better than any high, better than any high, in whatever form you might think. Because it's perfect safety, it's perfect knowledge. But one judgment, one thought about the future or past, and it's unobtainable. It's so easy not to realize the ways you're keeping score because it just becomes so normalized and just is what a relationship will be with a person, or just might just be your natural way of being. When you're out in the world, you've got to keep score because you've got to stay safe, and the only way to get to the future is to learn from the past and la-di-da-di-da. But, you know, what keeping score really is, you know, when you think of an elephant, there's that whole thing. Think of an elephant, and that place where you see that elephant right there, that's where the scoreboard is. That's where the screening room is. And as long as the score is not even, so long as you observe that the score is not even, or so long as you observe that you're not winning, everything is about settling the score. So all of your thoughts are about thinking about what's come in the past. Man, I wish I didn't let this, and this happen. Then I would have had more money, to use my example for today. Or like thoughts of, hey, I wonder what's going to be coming my way now. What's my reward? I did this great thing. I gave this money without even thinking. I wonder when it's all going to even out and I'm going to get what's coming to me. Thinking in the future. Always stuck in that screening room until... I mean, the reality is, so long as you're keeping score, it's never going to even out. So long as you're looking for reasons to think that you've been wronged, you're always going to find more reasons you've been wronged. And that gap between you and what you're owed is just going to widen and widen and widen. Until eventually it's too painful. I'm down by 1,000,000 points. How am I ever supposed to win? The universe clearly is out to get me. No loving God would allow this. And then eventually that curse of no loving God would allow this. That remark that sounds disparaging becomes a revelation. No loving God would ever allow this. Of course. So I must have been wrong the entire time. And then once you're there, once you can see that all of these affronts to you were all imaginary because the you that was affronted is all imaginary, you're able to say, the score's always been 0-0. No one's ever been up, no one's ever been down. There has just been, and here we are. And here we are. And here we are. And it's tricky because you might think that the idea that you can get ahead and like you can build a lead only assures that eventually you fall behind again. Because you start keeping score. The only way to be happy is to stop keeping score. To realize there are no winners and losers. There's no one else here. It's just you. And you help everyone around you realize that they are your brother, that they are loved, and that if they perceive lack, you can provide what they seem to believe isn't there. You remind everyone that there is no score to keep. And in that reminding, you will also inevitably be reminded yourself Thank you for watching. I love you. I love myself. It feels good to mean that. Peace.